I had not intended to make another video about Halo before the launch of Campaign Evolved, so I'd just like to take a moment to congratulate 343 for managing to convince me within the span of 2.5 minutes.
You've heard the story. Halo.
You've heard the story already, guys. So let's move on to the real reason why everyone wants to play this game. Bonus missions. It goes without saying, but I was not impressed with what they showcased from the bonus levels. Johnson's lines were poorly written and didn't fit. They came off more like Marvel quips than anything else. Combined with the trailer music, this does not fit the tone of Halo at all.
They noticed.
This was my first time hearing the replacement for Johnson, and I think he sounds fine, despite the writing not doing him any favors.
But that's not the story I'm telling today. This one, you haven't heard.
I'm unsure what the intended order is for playing these bonus missions, whether it's before or after Combat Evolved. Placing them a year before the events of Combat Evolved in the timeline suggests that players could and perhaps should play them first. I hope that this isn't the intention, because it would undoubtedly ruin the impact of encountering certain enemies and weapons for the first time. And if players are intended to play it after, then the missions need to be meaningful enough to be played after the campaign. It's a real shame that they decided to go with prequel missions as opposed to epilogue missions that could have better bridged the gap between Halo 1 and 2 as is done in the books. It calls into question the exact reason for including these missions. If it is just to showcase the Chief and Johnson's bond, then I don't really see the point. These missions should support the story of Combat Evolved. And Johnson was only ever a minor character in Combat Evolved and hardly interacts with the Chief over the course of the game. Unfortunately, I do believe that 343 intends for players to play these missions first.
This game will include 3 brand new bonus missions. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was really important that we preserve the original story as it is. So these missions specifically are meant to be a prequel, a setup for, the main course. These new missions are going to offer some new opportunities for character interactions, maybe between, Chief and Johnson.
So if we go with 343's intended order for these missions, players would play these new missions and it would ruin many of those first-time experiences from the main game. Hunters coming down the grav lift, the sorterly ambush in Mission 3. No rocket launcher until Mission 4, no jackals until Mission 2, and no wraiths until Mission 5. But if you play these missions first, then you're going to notice all of the things that the main game doesn't have. Oh, Combat Evolved doesn't have brutes, or a space mission. Oh, no needle rifle, or spike shooter. In terms of Halo as a whole, we do not encounter prophets until Halo 2, but through the novelization of Halo 1, we learn of a prophet aboard the Truth and Reconciliation. These missions rewrite established canon by making this the first time that Chief encounters a prophet, undermining the reveal in Halo 2.
It was really important that we preserve the original story as it is.
I can't speak to whether or not all of the post-CE weapons shown here will appear in the main game. I don't think all of them should be there. Some of these weapons were intended to be wielded by the player in CE, but got pushed to Halo 2. These are fine. Now you might ask, how can new additions be a bad thing? Every Halo had new and unique elements that would keep the sandbox feeling fresh. If 343 chooses to add nearly every single one of those things into the first game of their remake trilogy, then the sequels will be worse for it, as the first-time experience will have been stolen from each respective game. I'll go more in depth on this point once the game launches, as I'll then be able to put together a comprehensive list, but I just wanted to point this out. There were still some teases of the main game within this trailer, but 343 are remaining relatively hush-hush about showing off the remade missions. Now we get to the real meat of the game: pre-order bonuses, and the premium edition. The standard edition costs $50. $50 is a great price. I underestimated 343 by not accounting for the fact that they could have other editions of the game. $70 for 5-day early access to a single-player game, and a handful of skins. I honestly would have been less offended if they put Firefight behind the $70 paywall.
It's not about
Halo games.
It's about money.
They noticed.
These might as well be scrapped or reused skins from Halo Infinite. This is a disgraceful means of attempting to rake in extra cash off of a devoted player base. The only reason people are going to spend $70 is for the early access. If you choose to buy this, then you are promoting and normalizing these egregious monetization tactics. Almost half the price of the game to play it 5 days early.
It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making
Money.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now, we're changing that recipe.